What's up, guys? My name is Will Bik. I'm the concept artist working on The Living Dark. Today I'm just going to be talking about my process for concepting and what it kind of takes and what the process is leading up to making guns for you guys enjoying the game. So how it normally starts off is that Rashad will give me like a brief description or something. So I have this whole asset list of what needs concepting. But like I said again, today we're talking about weapons, for example. So how I usually start off is, I look at the description and I go to my Pinterest and I'm thinking, all right, for example, we're talking about ghost guns today. What is a ghost gun? That's so weird. Like, well, what dictates a ghost gun? So, I'm kind of thinking, oh, maybe, it's like an actual ghost, like you can't see it, or it's like see-through or something. So I'm like, okay, cool. That's a cool idea or whatever. Let's go back and find what can make it awesome. So a lot of our tech is like retro future stuff. So I'm looking at old guns and stuff. I have this whole Pinterest folder looking at all these cool things I have. So I'm just scrolling down, seeing what's cool, what could work or whatever. Just taking an eye out, really paying attention to what is going to be really awesome to see in game, especially from the side perspective, because that's another thing to keep in mind. It's all just side perspective. So yeah, I'm just looking through and I'm thinking, okay, now I've got an idea. And then now I actually go to my other folder that's just general reference, and I'm looking at in like industrial design. I'm looking at like robotics. I'm looking at products and how they're assembled, how they're made. Because my big thing is I want to make stuff look like it can work. I want to make stuff look like it can function. Not just look really pretty, but make sure that it can be built. It can be fabricated. So first thing we have is a Ghost SMG. Like again, like I said, I was thinking like, okay, ghost gun, like what is that? That's kind of weird. Let's make it see-through or invisible, right? So all these things I was researching, like bolts and stuff, how the gun's supposed to work. So I designed the bolts, the recoil spring, the barrel where it interfaces, the trigger group or whatever, and again, keeping it retro, this is more like an Uzi. So I took the idea of the Uzi and I was like, oh man, that's so cool, that's so iconic. How can we make it look futuristic? So I kind of took modern sensibilities for guns, like making one-piece receivers, like very monolithic. And one thing I really liked too were these weld marks on the Uzi. Before, guns were made with like stamped sheet metal, so they would literally just get a piece of sheet metal, bend it, stamp it, and cut it out, weld it, whatever. But I really like these reinforcement marks, so that was a theme I kept throughout all the ghost guns, is like these little reinforcement marks, whatever, to really strengthen the plastic, really strengthen the material and how it's built. So another inspiration for me of figuring out how to construct a ghost gun was looking at X-rays of firearms. So there was one of, if you guys know the P90, I saw it, like I stumbled across an X-ray of it, and it was really cool because you got to see all like the construction lines, all the seam marks, where bolts needed to be, like how you could see all these bolts and screws or whatever, because the gun needs to come together somehow. So yeah, that was kind of the inspiration for that. And keeping with the retro theme, like kind of older style ergonomics for the pistol grip, and making sure that maybe it should be comfortable, and also again keeping in mind like cool function, maybe in the game the magazine is see-through, so you can just see the bullets going up or whatever, and that you're gonna run out of ammo. That's just another cool visual cue. Accessory rails, whatever, for scopes. And and I was thinking also, like, okay, it's a ghost gun. Maybe if you ditch it, you don't want to be detected. Let's put an integrated suppressor or something, or at least the option for it. So yeah, that's mostly just a lot of the thinking that went into the ghost guns. Something, again, like I said, untraceable, but working from that description and looking at retro tech, I think it came out pretty well. And the next one I want to talk about real quick are the mag rifles. So again, working with a short description that Rashad gave me, and then going from there thinking, oh man, like what's a mag rifle? How can I get magnetic projectiles to shoot out of a rifle? So I'll just go through over my favorite one that I did. So I'm thinking about again a features list, like okay, it needs a battery compartment, it needs magnetic coils to accelerate the projectile, it needs maybe cooling vents or whatever. And it has to be very awkward and kind of clunky to use. That was the feedback Rashad gave me, and I was like, all right, yeah, that's cool. So going from there, I was thinking, all right, it's a rifle, but maybe since it's so clunky, maybe since there's so much electronics and mechanics in it, we make it really weird to use. So instead of just holding like a traditional rifle, we'll hold it. It has to be higher, almost like a rocket launcher. So I kind of did a lot of weird tests when I painted the silhouette of this, of just like holding the gun, like trying to shoulder it and thinking, oh yeah, that's really weird, but you know, it could definitely work. So one of the things I did first is I designed out the battery compartment right here. Kind of took it from the Chris Vector. I thought it was really cool that you can switch out batteries, maybe like a magazine, whatever. And then, oh yeah, the magnetic coil parts and the fire control or whatever. So you know, when you have a magnetic rifle, you want to accelerate the projectile out of the barrel. So I designed all these coils, almost like teeth or something, and so that at every stage when it exits when it's firing through the barrel, you can have the magnetic effect accelerate the projectile. And then you know, when you fire a projectile so fast, like maybe it's 5,000 feet per second, like it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna get crazy hot too. So you gotta give it a thick barrel. You gotta give it a cooling vent, you know, like a little cooling over here. And I was thinking maybe even back here, it's not just the action. Maybe it's cooling everything too, with all these electronics and stuff. And again, going back to like the weird clunky rocket launcher feel, I was like, man, maybe if it's really weird or hard to hold, I'll put like a little pad over here, so you can hold it like a rocket launcher. So yeah, I mean, it's just like like a lot of weird kind of ideas coming together. Like looking at back here, I have a little piece of reference that inspired me from, I think, the late 70s. It was like an American ACR project that they did all these experimental rifles on. And that got me thinking about the mag rifles. Like that's clunky. That's so odd, and it looks weird to use. So yeah, a lot of this kind of went with the inspiration of this, but most of it is function. You know, I don't think something is that cool unless it works. And yeah, I need to make sure. For me personally, I need to make sure that everything I design can be feasible and can work. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Just a couple of weapons I went through. Next, probably gonna be doing characters, but yeah, stay tuned in.